Way on Saturday night, Dustin Poirier defeated Conor McGregor by TKO due to a doctor's stoppage after Conor McGregor broke his tibia and fibula. He underwent surgery on Sunday and says he will be on crutches for 6 weeks. I understand you were lurking during the post-show, as I understand it. Did Wei Ting end up watching the fight?
I did watch the fight. Yes, I did. I watched the main event, and I watched the Sean O'Malley-Moutinho fight as well. Man. Well, on the main event, like, I think the story is already pretty much that Conor would have lost either way, and if anything, this was the type of stoppage that saved him from a further beating that actually, in some ways, promotes second match or justifies a second match. I don't disagree with it. It was a gruesome-looking leg injury. Do you know what sort of fracture it was? Was it a complete break?
John Kavanaugh's coach said it was a clean break, which
looked like it.
Yeah. Which, I've heard from other reporters that have noted that it's sometimes better to have that than like a ligament tear. So,
yeah.
He's saying he's going to be on crutches for 6 weeks. So we'll see what the timetable is going to be for Conor to, like, all indications from McGregor and his management is that he is coming back. And Dana White sounds very open to making another fight with Dustin Poirier that I can't say I have any questions left in this. I mean, they fought 3 times now, twice this year. I think it's a pretty definitive answer who the better fighter is. But like this pay-per-view, the pay-per-view in January was a monster. This one sounds like it's going to be even bigger. So,
and the next one will even be bigger, John, because all they have to do, like pundits that follow this closely from a sporting aspect, I think, the Vegas odds will probably be very drastic next time around. But all you have to do is convince the audience and the layman that, hey, this was an unfair result, or at least it was a result that was not completely clean, as we say in professional wrestling terms. And, it's an excuse to watch another Conor fight. It's a story now that, is automatically built into this one that furthers this quadrilogy, right? So I think they'll do great business.
The quadrilogy.
Isn't that what the term is?
That should be it. Yes, it's just not a term you hear too often. I mean, like Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez got 4 fights, but it's rare. It's rare you get 4. I think that Conor should go a different route. I think they should entertain the Nate Diaz fight now. I want to see where Conor McGregor. I don't believe this performance is an indication that Conor McGregor is done. I think him at a championship level, he is not the fighter he was of several years ago, but that does not mean he cannot still beat quality lightweights, which I think, he showed like those opening minutes in the fight. Like he was by no means a fighter that looked diminished. He was just in there with a better fighter in Dustin Poirier. But if you are inferior to who some would argue is the top lightweight in the world, well, where do you figure in amongst other lightweights? Like you might be the 4th or 5th best lightweight. That's not a bad position to be in a very stacked division. And there's going to be enormous appeal in a Conor McGregor, whatever the next fight is, Poirier included. So like that is going to be the business is going to dictate his matchmaking. And if it's Poirier, I'm not a fan of it, but I also understand the rationale behind why they're going to do that fight a 3rd time, or a 4th actually. And for Poirier, I mean, he's going to keep making an incredible amount of money for someone that has not been able to have any answer for him. So, okay, we'll do this every 6 months.
He would probably make a lot more money for another Conor fight than he would for a championship fight.
Undoubtedly he will. Like him and Charles Oliveira, I love that fight. It's not going to do a fraction, not a fraction of what these fights have done.